than anything else. And the father, being a Pharisee, you see, said, I wish my son could understand the background of Jewish people. You see, they were in a diaspora. And then the father approaches Paul, and then he says, hey, by the way, the name Saul and Paul has no difference. It only will depend where you are. It has nothing to do with the spiritual conversion as you laymen, Haragas, that he was a Saul when he met. And then later on became, all of that is because people have nothing to say on the pulpit. They can say anything. You see, one of them is Greek, and the other one is pure Hebrew. So, Paul or Saul was approached by his father, and then he says, will you go to Jerusalem and take theology so that you can fully understand your grandfather's faith? Paul says, fine. He has finished Tarsus University. In those days, in Palestine, there were only 2 rabbins of professors. Jesus was not a professor. He was a rabbi. And a rabbi is a junior teacher with a theme. And his theme was Kingdom of God. Hence, it qualified him to be a rabbi. But rabbini, it is professorship. There were only 2 in those days. One lived up north by the name of Hanina Abenidosa. And another one whom you know, because he appears in your New Testament, lived down south by the name of Gamaliel. That's where you get Gamaleri, but Gamaliel. Gamaliel was so expensive and so learned that when one sits on his feet for 6 months only, it becomes a CV. And so the father, and very expensive, the father of Saul, of Paul, calls Gamaliel and said, for me, I want my son to sit on your feet for 3 years. Name your price. And Gamaliel names the price, however exorbitant it was. The father of this young man, money was not a problem. He paid cash. And the young man packs his bags and he descends on Jerusalem. The beginning of the end. And he comes face to face with the renowned teacher of those days. And the teaching of those days was type of debate, if this is this. And now remember, Paul has a degree from Tarsus in logic. And so that's why when you read some of his epistles, you laymen, you wonder what is it. As I have said about, then conclusion is this. And he is only applying what he was taught. And so Gamaliel studies this young man very carefully. He had never gotten one in many years who is like him. Actually, none. Gamaliel concludes that this boy is a genius. He is very brilliant. He walks straight to the Sanhedrin, and he tells the Sanhedrin people that, you know, I have found a young man who can fulfill the section we have in our Constitution. Says which one? Which says even if somebody had to be married, but if there was one with exceptional ability, exceptional is the key word. Not normal abilities of everybody, but exceptional. ability.